Welcome back, I'm Tedward, and thanks to Toyota of Nashua, part of the McGovern Auto Group, I'm driving this 2-liter Toyota Supra. This is a 2021 model year, and when they announced that they were going to be putting the B48, which is the BMW's 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo, in this car, I was very excited because it means it was going to weigh less. Now, the typical 6-cylinder Supra weighs about 3,400 pounds. This weighs about 3,180. So it's just over 200 pounds lighter, which makes it, in my opinion, the enthusiast Supra. And one of the best parts about it is that other than a slightly different wheel and a little bit smaller exhaust system, there's really not much to separate this car from the 3-liter. I think the 3-liter Supra fits really nicely as a Grand Tour, and what I'm hoping to find out today is if this lighter engine does it justice. But it's not just the engine. This does have smaller brakes, which you'd expect with a lower power vehicle. It has static suspension, and it does not have the active differential. But the exciting stuff happens under here. And it's weird that we're excited about a smaller engine, but frankly, this is a great little power plant, and they push that way back in the chassis. I cannot wait to feel how balanced it is. Everything else in this Supra should be pretty familiar to you. Let's get a plate on it so we're legal. Yes, we're still going to listen to those BMW chimes. Get it out of your system. We all know that this is a BMW Toyota collaboration with a lot of BMW part numbers. So if that is your main focus in the comment section, try to at least be a little more original. Tell me one that I haven't heard before. I gotta say, that's pretty exciting. And granted, yes, it's a very cold day and we are on brand new, fresh Michelin Pilot Super Sports. So we gotta get a little bit of heat in these tires. I don't think we're gonna get enough to really exploit them, but we'll do our best. So obviously a hint of straight line performance is reduced by this smaller power plant, but it's not so significant that you won't be able to have fun in the vehicle. It definitely feels lighter. 200 pounds does make a difference. That's no joke. If you were a track guy and you were pulling 200 pounds out of your race car, that would be significant, and it shows. Now, I've got to be, like I said, I got to be a little cautious right now just because we are in relatively cold conditions on summer tires, but it's immediately noticeable that the car feels a little lighter, a little more playful. Toyota did make some changes to the steering in 2021, so that right off the bat does feel a little nicer. We've got our paddle shifters. I think that's where you start to feel the difference in power. It's as you're approaching higher speeds and getting into it, because it's not going to follow through with heavy torque and power up top, but everything down low just feels so nice. Great automatic downshifts. Dip it down into normal mode, and again, we don't have an adaptive suspension in this vehicle, so really not as much is changing between sport and comfort modes. We're not going to get a smoother ride, although the way they've tuned the suspension is fantastic. And to be honest, for the lack of complexity of an adaptive system, this is going to be easier to live with and easier to deal with. And frankly, even in a straight line, I've got to say that this 2021 2-liter feels a little more like a sports car and less like a Grand Tour than the 3-liter. I think the 3-liter has a lot of GT vibes, and that comes down to its weight just a bit, because a heavier car makes something feel a little more stable in a straight line on the highway. This feels a little dartier. I definitely like that, but there's body roll in it as well, because it's not doing anything to assist that with the adaptive suspension. But if you were worried that it wasn't going to have enough poke to get the job done, I mean, that's just partial throttle, one little downshift. The mid-range is juicy in the B48. EPA estimates of fuel economy are 28 miles per gallon combined, 32 highway. That's pretty significant. And yeah, I'm pretty psyched on that actually, because it is nice to have a sports car that just sips fuel. Lane keep assist is my least favorite thing in the world. I hate the way it pulls the car, but that's not a Supra complaint, that's industry complaint. You will find that on everything. But I gotta say, even though we're down on power, we are down on weight. 9 times out of 10, I would rather a lighter car when it comes to a sports car than more power. If you can give me lighter, then I'm probably gonna choose that. And it allows you to wind it out more on back roads as well. Because when you have so much power, when you drive a 3-liter Supra, I mean, is it a fast car? No, but it's certainly fast enough to get you into some trouble. In sport mode, we definitely get a little bit of drone on the highway with applied throttle. If we turn that off, it closes that exhaust, and with that valve closed, this really quiets down. This isn't a bad place to be, and there's not a ton of road noise. I definitely get road noise from these tires. It's not the most insulated cabin in the world, but it's a sports car, so I don't think you should expect that. And we're also on Pilot Super Sports. Like I said, it's cold. They're probably a little harder than normal, so I'd imagine they're transmitting just a little more vibration through my eardrums. That's a truck on fire? Nah, just seized up brakes. He's good. Not a good smell. Although, if you're like me, every time you smell something, you go, oh my God, what's wrong with my car? Especially if you smell clutch or brakes or something electrical. The best thing in the world is when you see a smoking truck in front of you and you can say, it's not me, it's the truck. Nice turning radius. Still enough to spin the tires. In the cabin though, what's really nice is that there's nothing in here that suggests I'm in a quote-unquote sub-premium model. I feel like I'm in the Supra, and that is my favorite thing about this car, is that they didn't dumb it down to say, oh well, you know, if you can't afford this, we'll sell you that one with the little engine. You don't want it. We'll put all these like goofy features on it. But frankly, I am really excited about this car. It's fun to drive, and I like this engine. I mean, look, it scoots. We are cruising along. Is it gonna shove you in the back of your seat at 90 miles an hour? No, it's not. It's not gonna do that for you. But it's gonna get you there, and that's okay. My goodness, this is fun to drive. You know, I gotta say, being fun to drive is the reason you buy a sports car. And 100%, this is very plucky, it's fun. Plucky, plucky is maybe not the best word. Plucky always sounds like an excuse. That's like saying peppy. Peppy's not a good word when someone says peppy. But no, it does. It has a lot of character. It has a lot of personality. And ooh, that's not good either. That's kind of like saying like, oh yeah, I mean, she's got a lot of personality. That's like saying she's not very attractive. But this is a very attractive package. I really enjoyed the Supra. I mean, look, you don't buy a Miata because it's a powerhouse. You buy it because it's a nice, balanced, fun car to drive. And I think that's where the Supra kind of comes into play. It's still going to be faster than the Miata for sure. Does it come in a manual? No, kind of a bummer, except that this is just such an all-rounder. It's a legitimate sports car, and on top of that, it can hang on the highway. I think the 2-liter Supra has a really nice place in the world. That 1.2 hits really well. But look, you know, it's not a powerhouse, and we have to get over the fact that we're not getting the Mark IV Supra back. That's not happening. And with this 2-liter version of it, frankly, I think it kind of owns its platform a little better than even the 3-liter. It's lighter, it's a little more interesting to turn in. I think it's a little more playful to dance with this chassis when you pull out 220 something pounds. And it still has plenty of juice to get you where you want to go. So I've had a lot of fun in this Supra. I hope to spend some time in it over the summer on some back roads to really exploit it. It's a bit cold today. Even with this 4-cylinder, we're managing a little bit of wheel spin with our right foot. Thank you so much to the McGovern Auto Group for inviting me here to Toyota of Nashua and letting me drive this 2-liter Supra. Thank you guys so much for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing. Special thanks to the Patreon supporters for supporting the channel, making this content possible. And of course, don't forget to respect the drive, and I'll see you in the next one. Always good when you're driving a dealer car and you put it in reverse and you can't see anything in the reverse camera. It's actually a good sign. It means that my license plate did not fall off.